It's a very packed room. Very glad to see such a full turnout. To the Secretary General of the National Council of Child Welfare, Dr. Abdelgadi Abu Ali, hope I've said that right, and to the Director of Combating Violence Against Women, Dr. Suleima Ishag, welcome. Representatives of various federal ministries. I'm aware there are various staff members from different departments of Ministry of Education, of Ministry of Health, of local government, of youth and sport. You're all welcome because we know we do work together on the things that we are passionate about around girls and children in general. To the various representatives of the EU and the UN agency, you're all welcome. Various ambassadors and their representatives are with us. I'm aware of the ambassador, Your Excellency, from the South African. I'm from Zambia, so very much neighbors. We have representatives from the French embassy and from Sweden. We've been with them the whole morning, so welcome. Our colleagues from international NGOs, our dear partners from national NGOs, various activists, the national media. We cannot do our work without you. Universities, we work with you quite closely. The girls themselves, this is your day. I know I consider myself a girl still. So I'm one of you. Don't, discard some of us old-timers. We are very much girls at heart. But for the girls themselves, Hala, I've been with you all morning. Welcome, and all the other youths, you are welcome. I welcome my friends from the Plan office. There are various representatives from all the offices where Plan works. You're all welcome. I think if I can just say all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. We're very happy, and I think Naila has said it, we're so honored to have all of you come and be with us today to commemorate this day. You've heard about the 11th of October and how special it is. It is the United Nations International Day of the Girl, which for Plan International is a day across all. We are in more than 75 countries, so we celebrate. It's very busy. We are doing various activities within the UN, both in Geneva and in New York as well. So we are quite busy, and we really look forward to this day in the year. As you know, International Day of the Girl is a global day that is dedicated to bring to the attention of the world the various challenges that girls are facing. So every year there's a different theme. And for us, it's also a day for us to promote the empowerment of girls. It's a day for us to talk about how the rights of girls can be fulfilled. As some of you may know, for Plan, we make a big deal of this because the International Day was initiated by Plan. We started by building a coalition of people like us who really wanted a special day for girls. We had the Canadian government support this. They are the ones that took it to the UN, and it was declared an International Day of the Girl 10 years ago. So this year is a special one. It's 10 years. So 1 decade of celebrating International Day for girls is quite something. We have a report where we have reflected around some of the achievements. So we hope that we can share that with you, and you can read about what we have learned and what we have been able to achieve with others and with girls around this day. This day is also important for Plan International because it is part and parcel of why we exist. In our purpose statement, we say that we strive for a just world that advances children's rights and equality for girls. We have a new global strategy, which by the title itself will tell you why this day is important. The global strategy that we are working on now is called All Girls Standing Strong, Creating Global Change. So for us, I think in our day-to-day work, we are talking quite a lot about girls. So this is very special for us. Today, however, we are also launching a new campaign focus. For the last 4 years, we've been implementing a campaign called the Girls Get Equal campaign. And we've done 4 years so far. We've worked with girls, we've worked with various governments, we've worked with the media and civil societies to tackle discrimination, the stereotype and representation of girls in the media. We've also tackled violence and harassment, which is online. It happens on Facebook. It happens on various social media where girls are harassed, and also so violence is targeted at them, but also even in public places, on public buses, and in the markets. We know these things exist. So we've done something in the last 4 years. So this being year number 5, we are launching year number 5 of this global campaign. The theme is equal power. In terms of equal power, we are saying that we want to stand with girls and young women, calling on leaders from all walks of life. So leaders can be even at village level, leaders can be in schools, in universities, in various places. We are calling for all of them to work with us to uphold the fundamental rights, to participate in making decisions around things that are of concern to girls and young women. As part of the annual report which Plan International produces, it's called the State of the World's Research, State of the World's Girls Report. We spoke to 29,000 girls. They come from 29 different countries. We asked them about their experiences in politics when they try to talk about anything, because human rights are political in their nature. So anytime they want to talk about, the quality of education is not good, maybe they can improve the school environment, different things, it's so far to get to sources of water, etc. When they're trying to talk about some of these things, what do they experience? And a lot of them told us that they are actually political, they like to talk about these things, and they want to be heard concerning a lot of these things in political spaces, because there are spaces where these things are discussed. There are spaces where these decisions around policies and laws are made. And that they told us that they would really, really like to be part of those spaces, to be listened to, and for adults to make decisions based on what they think. Globally, we found out from this research that they are still being denied this right to shape the decisions that impact their own lives and their future. They told us that they are excluded from decisions that affect them even in their homes, in schools, and of course the corridors of power. I am really happy to hear some of the things you highlighted in terms of the gains the Sudanese government has made, some of the progress that we've been able to make. I truly believe, and when we talk with Naila, it is because someone listened. When certain laws like the criminalization FGM, someone really did listen to what women and girls go through, and a decision was made that, yeah, maybe this is a good law. We can introduce something for the benefit of all of Sudan, not just women. So in this new campaign, Equal Power Now, we are looking for national and community level leaders to support girls and young women. And as Fatima said, to recognize, to see the value that they have, the contribution that they can bring to solving all sorts of problems, development problems, humanitarian problems in Sudan. And the issues can be at different levels, yeah, from communities. There are problems in the school governance, in the environment around the schools. The spaces could be in parliament. The spaces could be in cabinet as well. These are various spaces where they can actually bring solutions and answers to some of the problems that are plaguing Sudan. As Plan International, and in discussions with these 29,000 girls that we spoke to, we are making 4 main calls to action. The first one is that we are asking for decision makers globally and including in Sudan to bring some kind of structures and institutions where young girls and women can actually meaningfully and safely participate. I was also very happy to hear one of your commitments is that you're looking to provide a stable environment. a stable environment where they can be able to participate. In a lot of countries, when they are political, whenever they raise their voices, there's a lot of violence that happens. They are shut down, and they are mocked, they are insulted, and all sorts of things. So we are hopefully looking for an environment that all governments can create in their countries to allow girls to be able to speak and just share whatever they think about the issues in their countries. Secondly, we are also asking governments to ensure that there's access to diverse ways that we can train young girls. From a young age, there are processes and ways we can begin to educate our girls to learn what it means to be part of solving problems. This could be civic education in the curriculum of our primary schools. We can have very strong civic education subjects where they are already learning. They can do, school politics and things like that, university politics. And these are platforms that train them eventually for some of these more official political structures like parliament or cabinet for that matter. Thirdly, we're also asking governments and social media companies to address the violence that are experienced by a lot of girls and young women, and even adult women. A lot of them, when they're standing in some of these countries where we have democracies, it is quite sad, I think, to see some of the violence that is targeted against women. So we are hoping, for instance, for social media to support promoting very positive images of where young women are speaking, they're doing something around their communities. Some of it is very, very small. But as social media companies, we are asking them and we're discussing with them some of the positive ways they can show how girls and young women take part in issues that are of importance to whole communities. Lastly, we are asking the UN, the government and civil society to recognize the vital and distinct role in civil society that women and girls should have. They should provide them access to resources. A lot of girls, they don't talk about issues that concern them as individuals. They speak in groups, they have youth groups, girls groups, women's organizations. We are asking for various donors, the UN and actual governments, to create spaces and to resource these organizations so that they are sustainable. When there's crisis, there's external issues, they shouldn't fall apart and disband. We are hoping that they can grow and continue. In conclusion, as Plan International, we really, really believe that girls and young women are an important segment of society. And I think we've heard this in terms of their role, and that we cannot pretend women do not exist. And that we think that the issues that are affecting them are as important as anybody's issues. So with those words, I just want to thank you for your attention and for joining us as we mark 2022's International Day of the Girl, and hopefully we can take the messages, especially from the young girls and the groups of women that we have been able to hear today. Thank you.